Together forever.
Ah!
Together forever. Together forever. Together forever.
Together forever.
We're going back in time, counting down the top 80 songs from the greatest pop music decade in the history of human civilization, the 1980s. You're listening to the 80 of the 80s podcast with your hosts, DJ CK1 and AK47.
I want to make something very clear. If Ralph didn't exist, every single previous podcast where I'm talking about someone hot, it would have been Rick Astley. He is a very close second for me.
For our listeners, we're referring to Ralph Hutter of Kraftwerk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be your sex subject.
How about me? Like, shouldn't I be somewhere in that ranking?
Well, you're my dude, right? I'm just talking about like
I'm
in the realm
dude.
of like.
I'm on dude level, but
you're my guy. But I'm talking about like in the realm of fantasy, celebrity thing. Does that make sense? I don't know why I just thought of potato salad, but
okay. So like of all living men, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Franklin Pierce, yeah, it's different.
Yeah, so
Anthony Perkins, they're different. But Rick Astley, I mean, that Astley, he's really cute, right? But he kind of looks like a sailor. You don't see it? Is it just me?
I don't know. What would a sailor look like?
There's something about like the way he dresses. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like if like the skipper and Ginger had a baby.
From Gilligan's Island?
It would be Rick Astley. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is getting weird. Yay! Are we going to be together forever after this? I don't know.
But it wasn't.
Oh, right. So we are number 19, which 19, if you know, was the average age of the average American soldier in the Vietnam War.
Vietnam, he was 19.
19
Vietnam, he was 19.
is
19.
Together forever.
it is our third and our top stock Aiken Waterman song on our countdown. This is coming in after number 47. Which was Donna Summer's This Time I Know It's For Real. And number 33, Bananarama Damas. I Heard a Rumor. I do want to add an honorable mention, though. I really like Kylie Minogue, especially her first album. I think that's probably the best stock Aiken Waterman produced album that I've heard. I have a little bit of an issue with voice, maybe not the best. Her voice got better as she aged. But I got to be certain. Great song, got the propulsive machinery behind it. Sounds like you're being tossed back and forth in a washing machine. But it is not on our countdown.
Who doesn't like Rick Astley? Really? Do those people really exist? Do you exist? If so, please let us know. I'm curious.
He was derided by the music press, and I think anything that's popular, especially involved with stock Aiken Waterman, did get a lot of hate from the critics, but who cares? You know, I think in hindsight, he's risen to the top with all that Rickrolling stuff.
No joke.
He's aged well.
Yes, he has.
So, do you remember the first time you heard him?
Wait, what year did that song come out?
Came out 87. Well, it depends on what continent. I think in UK and Europe it was like later 87, and then in the US it was 88.
I can remember specifically seeing Rick Astley videos, but I was young.
So you were 6. I was like 10 or 11. I remember hearing him on the radio, instantly liked it. But I think this goes to everybody who's heard him without seeing him. You think it's like big black man, right?
He has this amazing voice. But yeah, you definitely don't expect him to be a scrawny, redheaded, white English dude. You definitely don't expect that. But we are pleasantly surprised. Yes.
Or you are, maybe. So yeah, I'm going to play a clip from a great documentary. It's on YouTube called Stock Aitken Waterman Legends of Pop.
When people saw Rick for the first time, they were shocked. I think people thought he could be a black American singer. All the cabbie drivers in London said, "Did you see that guy last night? I thought it was Luther Vandross."
Most people thought it was someone else singing and it wasn't really him.
One of the morning shows, they sort of thought they'd catch Rick out. So they rang Rick in a hotel in Glasgow and asked him to sing on the radio live. That wasn't a problem for Rick. Radio 1 just took off. Because once he'd done that, every DJ on Radio 1 all day was talking about it. And for days saying, "Did you hear this kid? He's unbelievable."
In research for this episode, I read his autobiography, which is entitled Never, and it came out just last year. I don't know. It might be the best music biography I've read.
Yeah, you seem to really enjoy it. Yeah,
I did. I wouldn't say it's a page turner, but I didn't want to give it up.
Oh, how fitting.
And it didn't let me down. Being British, he had that self-deprecating humor. But I wouldn't even put him in my top 20, 30 favorite artists or anything like that. But I still, he seemed a very likable guy, but maybe that's why you want to present himself.
I mean, if so, then he's still doing that. Because even now, watching interviews with him as a grown man, he still seems very relatable, very humble.
Yeah.
Just seems like a really great guy.
A common thread was how surprised he is when people give him recognition. Because even though he does think Never Going to Give You Up is a great, incredible song, he feels very blessed. That was his first song and so much part of his career.
He said it feels like it's a part of him, his DNA.
But maybe, again, he read too much of his press or heard too many of his critics. It's kind of teeny bopper music. He does say he was very much influenced by Black American singers, but he also talks about, I'll just read a little bit of his book. So a lot of times people talk about their supergroups, like what would your ideal supergroup be? Mm-hmm. And this sounds like my ideal 80s group. He performed at the Prince's Trust Rock Gala. This is the Prince of England, I guess, and not the Prince, the singer. He said, I hadn't played a gig. Shall I do his voice? I hadn't played a gig with actual musicians. No, I won't do that. Since I was a lead singer of FBI, and now I have to play with one Phil Collins on drums, Midge Ure on guitar, Howard Jones on keyboards, Mick Karn from my teenage favorites Japan on bass, and Brian May on lead guitar.
Wow.
I have to walk in and introduce myself. Hi, I'm Rick. I'm here to rehearse. While being both terrified and completely convinced that the last thing this kind of legendary musical talent wants to play is Never Going to Give You Up. And they're about as lovely as possible human beings to be. Phil Collins goes up to me and goes, "Is it okay with Mark Brzezinski and I both play drums on this?" "Yes, Phil, I'm pretty sure it's all right if both the drummer from Genesis, the band I spent hours and hours listening to, and the drummer from Big Country, a band whose songs I used to cover at the blah, 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 someplace, play my song." Anyway, so you can see a clip on this and links in the show notes. If that was like a real super group, screw the Traveling Wilburys. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I totally geeked out reading about that and watching that clip.
Yeah. They have the fantasy football thing. What would it be if it was like creating your own band? Fantasy musicians?
Yeah.
Fantasy band? I don't know.
He started off his band FBI, and then he was discovered by Pete. He worked for Pete for about a year in the SAW studios and learned a lot. Pete, he had Rick living at his flat for about a year with him. He always had the idea of, Rick, he has potential. He's, of course, a very talented singer, but he's untrained and he wants to write some songs. But again, he needs to kind of come along. So he groomed him for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when Rick got his chance, it just really took off. So I can play a clip about that too from the documentary.
We've got him a youth opportunity training program, a YOP. And he's going to get 20 quid a week. We have to pay him 20 quid a week.
I ended up being a T-boy at Stock Aitken Waterman's place, but it was amazing. It was like a really great apprenticeship.
And that's what he did. He came down and served us tea and sandwiches for a good year, I think, before we actually worked with him.
Rick was around Bananarama and Dead or Alive. He just was part of the team.
So I was setting the desk in the morning, preparing for them to make You Spin Me Round. Or, you know, Respectable. I played table tennis with those guys. When I think about that, there's so many things about their building and their setup that I had no reference. So I just thought, well, it's normal. But it obviously was not normal.
You're Never Going to Give You Up. Just the strength of that song alone, it was number one everywhere.
He has a baritone, but when he reaches the high notes, it's committed and full and accurate. And I thought we need to make a song that will show that voice off.
Peter came in and said, and by the way, how's that Rick Astley track going? And we said, well, we seem to have hit a brick wall. And the reason it wasn't working was that Rick's voice was dragging the track back, because it's so big and so all-encompassing and so powerful that there was no funk in it, there was no rhythm, there was no groove. We found a track that was out at the time, that was a sort of house music track, that just happened to be in the same key as well, weirdly. And we basically grafted that rhythm track onto what we had, and suddenly it worked.
And one thing I do think it has over Together Forever is a song that has less synth horns. Synth horns are often my pet peeve of the decade, but sometimes I think they're acceptable, and it has more synth strings. So Never Going to Give You Up has more of a disco feel to it, which I like.
Never Gonna Give You Up is an incredible video because he is the best dancer ever.
Not only is he the best singer, arguably, but the best dancer. Like Michael Jackson, eat your heart out.
I mean, forget Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Who needs the moonwalk when you have the happy fists? I don't know what
he just said.
What do you want to call his
He just
dance?
said, "I do a little jig."
It's this little jig. It's amazing. I love it.
I think he referred to it as sheer nerves.
The dance is called the sheer nerves. I love it.
Right.
It's adorable.
You know, I was watching some old Adam Ant and Adam and the Ants videos. I love those freaking early BBC type production videos. They have like, I mean, so much shit's going on. They're throwing stuff against the wall. They're just having fun, you know?
Yep.
Music videos became more corporatized and more careful. We want to present this image of this singer in a polished way that's not going to be too off-putting to, you know, anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Those later 80s videos, a lot of them are kind of blah. But with that much thought that you'd think they put into it, he didn't have a choreographer.
No.
He didn't have a stylist. They just said, like, bring some clothes.
Do your thing.
Do your thing in front of the camera. And that's what he was doing. Yes, yeah.
It worked. It still works.
He said, I was introduced to a couple dancers who were going to be in the video, both of whom I noticed were A, really hot, and therefore B, too hot to realistically be dancing with me.
I don't understand that. Sorry, Rick.
There was another guy there whose role in the video was to play a bartender who's so impressed by the sound of me singing Never Going to Give You Up that he stops polishing glasses in order to dance, does the splits in midair, leaps over the bar, and eventually runs up a wall and does a somersault off of it. The song faded from popularity. VH1 actually listed it as one of the 50 most awesomely bad songs. Which, again, if you think about like all of the terrible songs out there.
Yeah, that does not make any sense.
I've done this before. I should probably make a playlist of like the worst songs from the 80s. There are some that are so bafflingly terrible. You know, like Brian Wilson's Smart Girls.
I love hips and legs and breasts, but strictly on a higher plane. What really turns me on to brain. Smart girls talk about smart girls. 60 days with my happy.
Plus, I think that just a song being terrible it's really, that's up to the person. Like, everybody's different.
Even if it was up to the person, I don't think any rational person who had a large breadth of knowledge of pop songs would throw this in there. It's just kind of like we built this city. But then, you know, it became the whole Rickrolling phenomena happened.
Yeah.
And do you remember when we saw it on the Macy's parade?
What float was he on? I can't even remember.
It was some kind of kids show. Of course, I was not expecting it because
you didn't expect it.
I've always loved Rick Astley, but I hadn't thought of him in a long time. And this float comes by and he pops out and starts singing "Never Gonna Give You Up." And
we all got rickrolled. It was amazing.
Yeah, I didn't understand. I was like, well, why? Well, why of all people and all things? I'm glad it's happening.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't know either. I think we both kind of learned about rickrolling at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
I just remember seeing him and being really happy. I'm glad the rickroll thing. I'm glad it happened for him because I do think it gave him some resurgence. But I know he's done like, I say crooner. I don't know what else to say, but the kind of like slower, a little bit music, maybe some Christmas music, that kind of stuff, right? I mean, he has a following, hasn't he? Continued and like maintained a following even before being like the whole Rick rolling.
I think he's definitely on his second wave. I mean, there was about 20 years there where he was, even if he was doing music, he was definitely out of the spotlight. So it wasn't until 2016's album 50 where he went #1 in the UK charts, which was like, again, amazing, considering the last time he did that was Whenever You Need Somebody.
I don't know why. I could have sworn I remembered like he had a Christmas album or something like that.
No, he didn't. He did a cover. He did a cover album. Yeah, he was doing the typical crooning stuff. He was not that creative. Again, if you read about in his biography, it seems like he has a great taste in music, at least one that aligns with myself.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll talk about the Smiths thing later.
I was going to say, yeah, I know he's a big Smiths fan.
And his covers album, he just did a lot of kind of your old American songbook standards, that kind of thing.
She fills my heart with very special things, with angel songs, with wild imaginings.
You know, the backlash against Stock Aiken Waterman. And that documentary is really good because it did talk about like what happened to the studio and how it kind of fell apart. They aspired to be, and it's a great inspiration to have, to be like a British version of Motown. Mm-hmm. And in Britain, not in the States, they did have that kind of record in the late 80s, between like 87 and 91.
I think they definitely had like a specific sound.
Okay, I'm quoting from his book again. He said, "There's a myth that SAW records were just mass-produced, curiously banged out without any thought or effort. But it simply wasn't true. You might not have liked what they did, but Mike," that is Mike Stock, "and Matt Aikman," Waterman didn't do any of the music. He just, being the head guy, got writing credits. Anyway, Mike and Matt worked incredibly hard at doing it. Everything had to be exactly the way they wanted. Every note in a song was there for a reason. I think that in fact they played up the production line image sometimes because they knew it riled the music journalist. And they hated rock critic and the music pro. They thought they were snobby and condescending and irrelevant. And all the bad reviews in the world didn't stop the records from selling.
You know why?
Why?
Because their songs have kind of a distinct feel to them. The way that I would describe them as though they're like product jingles on steroids. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Right. Very catchy, very upbeat.
Yeah, they prioritize
super
catchiness.
Memorable, just fun.
People don't talk about melody as much as they should. The great thing about 80s music is it does emphasize the melody. And that's the catchy thing that you want to sing along to.
Yes. Or dance to.
Or dance to, right.
Yeah.
Even with dance music, people, they talk about the beats, like the style, the genre. Is it house music or is it trance or trip hop or blah, blah, blah. One thing that gets you out to the floor is that it's a song that flows.
Yeah.
And just beats alone I'm sorry.
It's the
not,
feel.
I read an interview with the Pet Shop Boys. They were talking about their song Being Boring, which came out in 1990, which was probably, a lot of fans say that's one of their best songs. They say that it was very influenced by Stock Aiken Waterman productions. They say is that the way that a lot of their songs, it changes the key completely. It goes up a semitone. So the verse resolves on a G, and then it goes up to A flat for the chorus, which is a very uplifting thing. It shifts up for the chorus, and it takes the beat to the edge of the verse. It's kind of like a drum fill that takes the beat to the edge of the verse, and then it's a sudden shift.
It just keeps taking you up. It's like a roller coaster.
Up and up and higher and higher. Right. And that's one reason why I love Together Forever.
It is a fantastic song.
Yes.
It really, truly is. It's a love song, but it isn't your typical, like, Barry White kind of... It's fun and it's dancey. It's like fun, happy, romantic.
For me, it's one of those songs. I think I also described Hypnotize Me by Wayne Chung as like this, or else Don't Disturb This Groove by The System. It's like a sunny Saturday morning song.
Yeah.
Vibe to it.
You're in your PJs with your bowl of cereal, watching He-Man. Yep.
Together forever and never to pass. Together forever we two. And don't you know I would move heaven and earth to be together forever with you.
I don't know why, but when I was a kid and I used to watch this video, there was a dancer in the video who has short blonde hair.
Yeah.
I used to think that that was Debbie Gibson. I don't know why, but like something about her and the way the jeans had the hole on the knee. You know how Debbie Gibson she drew the face on her knee. Anyway, I always thought that was Debbie Gibson when I was a kid. But I really, really love this video, just visually, not just because Rick Astley's hot, but the colors. Have you ever noticed the coloring of this video? So they have the part where Rick Astley's singing the song and dancing, and then you see the dancers, and it's got the colored sheet that's blowing in the background, and it's just really bright, vibrant colors.
But I just want to quote out, the sheet is not ironed properly because you can see the grooves in the sheet, like where it was folded.
Yes. I think that adds to it. But then there's the other part of the video where they flash to the story that's happening of him with this girl, and it's almost all black and white, with the occasional pop of like a red lipstick or like a red hat or something. I really visually, I just love this video. It's very fitting of the song. Although the story kind of threw me because it seemed like it was a couple that's just meeting, but the lyrics are talking about being together forever.
He literally just ran into her and knocked over her. I think they got their calendar notebooks mixed up or something like that. And he got her phone number that way. And now they're going to be together forever. He called her and he's saying, like, we're going to be together forever. Just off of that. Yeah, he said in his book, he talked about the large shiny sheet that was vigorously shaken behind him.
Yeah.
So going back to the song, comparing it to Never Gonna Give You Up, which will always forever be compared. He said in his bio, because Never Gonna Give You Up was a big hit, they had to kind of push forward and they said, okay, we need to make a whole album now. And we're going to make a lot of songs that sound kind of in the similar vein. Though they did write It Would Take a Strong, Strong Man, which was kind of a retro soul track, but most of them were in the same vein as the previous two singles. Together Forever was like Never Gonna Give You Up Part 2, or Never Gonna Give You Up with 2 extra spoonfuls of sugar in it. Great melody, just not quite as good.
Wow.
Sorry, Rick, I disagree with you there. In fairness, even if they had wanted to think of doing something radically different, they didn't have the time. They needed to get it done.
So sometimes the time constraints aren't necessarily a bad thing because the song's great.
The phrase together forever, never to part, isn't that kind of like a nursery rhyme-y kind of thing?
And there is something about that is ringing a bell way back in my head, but I can't think of it. Yeah, I can't find anything connecting the lyrics to any kind of nursery rhyme or anything, but I swear, whatever you're thinking of, I'm thinking of too. There's something in my head that this sounds, it just is reminiscent of, and I can't place it.
Some of the best songs are like that. You feel like you've always heard it or that it's always existed.
Yes.
Compared to Never Gonna Give You Up, again, I do fault Together Forever for having more synth horns, but they're not annoying and over blaring. They do give the song a little bit of a lift. I also think that it also has more melodic variation. The pre-chorus and the bridge are more pronounced. The bridge, the bells kind of go along with the main melody of the song, but then there's the synth horns that come in. It's a little awkward, almost sounds like it's a little stumbling as it goes from the bridge to the final pre-chorus at the end, And like a lot of Stock Aitken Waterman songs, it has a lot of those Lindrum fills that take you through each transition in the song, each of the key changes to help you with the transition. It goes like that,
Yeah.
you know? So, you know, especially Kylie Minogue's second album has loads and loads of that.
This is the breakup, commercial breakup, commercial breakup. Here it comes again.
Hey, I think it's time for a commercial break.
80 of the 80s will be right back after these messages.
You're reaching deep inside you. Go! For things you've never known. It's been tough, rough going, but you haven't gone alone.
We do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
All that you can
Hey,
be.
First Sergeant. Good morning.
You can do it in the army.
Hi, folks. I'm Larry Reeser, and I want to visit with you tonight about a very memorable occasion that's going to take place at our Sepulpa store at Reeser's Discount Foods this coming Friday at 10 a.m. And when you look at me, you're looking at a living example of America's promise to the individual. And to exemplify our pride in America, we want you to join us to see this flag raised on our parking lot at Reeser's in Sepulpa, the All-American store.
Oh, say, can you see I'm coming to America?
Hi, Pop Kids. It's July 2026. For those of you who are or identify as an American or a United Statesian, it's time to celebrate our nation's semi-quincentennial. Thanks to our listener contribution, I've assembled a playlist of 23 of the most apt all-80s, all-American songs and music videos. From the most rockin', the quirky,
Let's play U.S.A. Let's play U.S.A.
the funky,
If you wanna get funky, go to America. If you wanna get funky now. If you wanna get funky, go to America. Getting down.
the sappy, perfect for your July 4th party, or if you just want to get in the spirit of 86. Check out the links in the show notes for this episode, which is number 19, and it's at our website, 80ofthe80s.com.
There's a feeling in America today. People laughing, people loving, having good times are coming our way. From the smallest, steady tallest, all across America, the real thing's coming through. Coca-Cola classic, Coca-Cola red, white, new, red, white, and Coca-Cola classic, Coca-Cola classic, red, white, and new.
What about other Rick Astley songs?
As a kid, I didn't really have any money, so I depended on my mom to buy the albums. She saw the video on VH1 for It Will Take a Strong, Strong Man, and it really hit her. She really liked that song, which it wasn't a single in the UK, but it was a big hit in the States.
My heart starts aching, my hands keep shaking, and you know, it would take a strong, strong man to ever let you go.
So we went went to Walmart, and I remember my mom saw the cassette for Whenever You Need Somebody. The cover, she says, "Oh, look at him. He's so cute."
She's not wrong.
Right. So our grandmother used to live an hour away, and it used to be on the weekends we would drive up to see her and have dinner. And there was quite a few times when the routine was we would listen to Whenever You Need Somebody in the car. We also played in my grandmother's house on her boombox. And like, "Hey, don't you like this?" And she just said, "All the songs sound the same," which is true. But hey, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think the first 4 tracks in the album, Never Gonna Give You Up, Whenever You Need Somebody, Together Forever, It Would Take a Strong, Strong Man, are just flat out classics. Probably his 4 best songs. They're probably the 4 best Stock Aitken Waterman songs. Then there's also the first song on side B, Don't Say Goodbye. The pre-chorus of that song, it's just so uplifting. Those are all the Stock Aitken pin songs, and those are better. The rest of the songs of the album, well, except with the last one, which is an Nat King Cole cover, When I Fall in Love, which I really liked how they picked that, because that did show more of a variation in his voice. You can go up and down all around the scale.
Yeah, no, he has an epic voice.
When I fall in love, it will be forever, or I'll never fall in love.
So that's a nice way to end the album. But all the rest of the songs on him, he wrote. And I just think, as a songwriter, he's just good, but rarely ever great. And his lyrics are very trite, I think. I do really love almost all the songs on Whenever You Need Somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But, of course, you know, I think his are all like a notch below SAW ones. It actually, Stock Aitken, if they don't write a song, they don't bother producing it. So that was done by what they called their B team, which I can't remember the names of their... Gobotron, what is the name of the B team?
Ian Kerno, Phil Harding, and Days Washington.
One of the songs, Slipping Away, which the intro to that song, like later when I got a Sega Genesis and Sonic the Hedgehog, there was the theme to the Spring Yard Zone level. The beginning of that always kind of remind me of Slipping Away.
Yeah, can you play it?
Yes, let's do it.
I hear that. I hear what you mean.
A little bit sort of. I don't know.
It's not like perfect.
Again, it has a similar beat and vibe. And then the song You Move Me, which Rick also wrote. Again, lyrics are very on the nose, but it's probably his most synth pop song. So I would compare it to some of those like Depeche Mode kind of knockoff tunes. And that song was featured in some movie trailers, including Cocktails. Yeah, so I think on the album, the only one I skip is No More Looking for Love.
Why would you skip it?
I don't know. It's just kind of, just blah. And there was actually a B-side they did around then. It was called Just Good Friends. Some of his B-sides from this era are pretty good. Just Good Friends, again, minus the synth horns, I just really love the sound of that one. It's got like rhythmic layers. You know, while Together Forever is a Saturday morning song, this sounds like a Saturday night. I kind of imagine driving through a neon technopolis.
Maybe slightly drizzly outside.
Yes.
Yes, I
Yes.
see it. I'm with you.
Falling in love with you again. After promising to be just good friends.
I don't know. It's like I can't describe it. I can't describe it.
I
really
say
like it.
this almost every podcast.
Yeah.
Miami Vice. There's something.
Yes.
It fits.
Kind of like that. Kind of like that. And so on his follow-up, Hold Me in Your Arms, that one also had a pretty good B-side called I'll Be Fine. Again, though Rick wrote it also has some cringe lyrics. Don't tell me there ain't nothing doing. I just want to hear my baby cooing.
Don't you tell me there ain't nothing doing. There ain't nothing else that's to be said. I just want to hear my baby cooing.
Oh, no. No.
But no, I still like that song. On Hold Me in Your Arms, there are only 3 SAW pin songs and produced songs. The other 6 are by Astley.
I like a lot of songs on that album, actually.
Like,
I mean, I like She Wants to Dance with Me.
She Wants to Dance.
It's so good. It's so good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Take me to your heart.
Take me to your heart. Never let me go. If you knew what I'm feeling, you would not say no.
I mean, that one's on there, right?
Yeah, that's a SAW.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Hold Me in Your Arms, he wrote that one too.
Okay, that's kind of slow and sappy, but I like it.
no,
I
yeah.
like it.
That if you hold me in your arms, I won't feel better. If you hold me in your arms, we can brave this storm together.
I
Right,
mean, it's
so it's
kind
kind
of
of like Cry for Help. Occasionally he has, some of his tunes that poke out and they're like, hey, this is
yeah.
very much a best of greatest hits compilation of all of his eras would be high quality listening.
So I think that, if I'm not mistaken, his next album, early 90s, is when he grew his hair out and tried to do like a whole... What was he trying to do? Like
the name
Michael
of it was-
Bolton, Yanni? What was it? I don't know.
The
Like
name
this-
of it was Free. Yeah, he
I
wanted
mean,
to
that's the
change
Cry
it
for
up.
Help,
Yeah.
right?
Why must we hide emotions? Why must we never break down and cry? All that I need is to cry. Oh, man.
No.
So
What are your thoughts?
One thing I do find very interesting is he loved Level 42. Again, I'm in agreement there.
Yes, yeah.
He was a fan of Naked Eyes and
Okay.
Climby Fisher. So he teamed up with Rob Fisher and Mark King to co-write a lot of these songs. It's very heavy on the soul.
Yes.
He also co-wrote a song with Michael McDonald. But it's...
We got a right to happiness. In the name of love. And though sometimes we may forget to give it all we possess.
Yeah, I would listen to this over a lot of other things. He didn't jump the shark there, but it felt off. Do you know what I mean? It just felt kind of off. It didn't feel right.
I do remember one time listening to it with you, and you said he needs to start singing about football.
I don't know why I would have said that, but that's probably
Well,
true.
no, or something like that, because every song is always love, love, love,
Oh,
love,
yeah.
love, love, love.
You're right. Yes. Okay,
yes,
I remember
that goes
this now.
throughout his whole career. It's just
Yeah. I mean, love is great, but, where's the manly, hairy ball stuff? I
Hairy
don't
ball.
know.
He should have done
That's
heavy.
so sexist of me, but
well,
you know.
yeah, that's another thing he does. He likes AC/DC too, and he has a side projects where he plays the drums. They'll perform live, and he plays the drums while he's singing. And then he does Highway to Hell and some other.
Oh, that's
tunes,
amazing. I have to look that up. It's kind of
Yeah.
like been watching him do a lot of, these are more recent videos of
Yeah.
him doing covers of the Smiths.
Yes.
Holy hell, those are amazing.
Yes.
You get an opportunity, go to YouTube, research Rick Astley Smiths. It's because there's several covers. I mean, he does
There are like
tons.
20.
Yeah, it's so good.
There's a band called The Blossoms, and he's done some gigs with them where they just do nothing but an hour and a half of Smith songs. Marci even gave his blessing. He said in a tweet, if there's something you'd like to try, Astley.
That's so clever.
Right, yeah. So I actually have that in his biography here. I can read about it. He said, the first thing I learned at... Do you want to read this? I'm having trouble reading.
Nah, you're good.
The first thing I learned at rehearsals, Smith's songs are bloody difficult to perform. Everyone knows that Johnny Marr is an astonishing guitarist, and that the Smith song has these amazingly intricate and inventive guitar parts. He's just one guy, and yet he sounds like 5 guitarists playing at once. But it's more than that. The Smiths' rhythm section, Andy Rourke and Mike Joyce, were incredible. Their songs have really unusual structures. They're not just merely verse, chorus, verse. They're all over the place. And I know every word to every Smith song, and like every Smiths fan, I think I can do a pretty good Marci impersonation after a couple drinks. But the lyrics are really, really hard to sing properly. They're complex and clever, and every word matters. Something like Cemetery Gates is ridiculous. The line about the sun doing salutations to the dawn. You try singing that and not sounding like you're busking it.
You say like the tongue on invitation to the door, and you claim these words as your own. But I've read well and I've heard them said 100 times, maybe less, maybe more.
Link in the show notes. He did like a gig at Glastonbury doing that. And maybe the best you could do for a Smiths cover band. I know there are probably some other great ones out
I'm
there.
sure there are great ones out there. Yeah,
and it is really a shame too. Marci's touring and Johnny Marr does some projects, but Johnny Marr refuses. I think they were offering like $1 billion or something.
Oh my God, take the money, dude.
Yes, I know,
take
it. But that's.
Do you know how much I would pay to see the Smiths? I'm sure there are lots of people out there. There are some bands that you would fork out a shit ton of money to see.
All right, listeners. Are you ready for a spoiler alert? Ready? Are you ready? Are
you ready?
Okay. There might be a Smith song later in our countdown. So we can further explore that topic later. This is wrap up his other albums. Let's try to keep this brief.
So the only one I know of is the 50 one that he did. It seemed like a very religious album to me. Like there were songs about Dance With Me, God. I can't remember the name of the song. Or like Pray With Me. Or something about angels. And I just remember thinking like I didn't realize he was a very religious guy.
He doesn't really talk about that in his biography. And so that's something like if I had the privilege to interview him, I would be curious about his influences. He doesn't really mention gospel, but his songs do sound kind of like gospel songs. And so maybe he's sticking with that similar vein.
Pray with me on your knees under the willow trees and pray with me for what we need. Might not be money, might not be gold. Let your love release your soul. Come on and pray. Won't you pray with me?
His last album, I think the first track off, he mentions like, I'm gonna dip my feet in Mississippi River.
Someday you may find me by the Mississippi River, dipping my feet in a cool, cool water.
So just his influence coming through maybe in his lyrics, or maybe he does, maybe he is religious, and it's totally fine.
Yeah.
It was just not something I expected to see because I'd never seen that in any of his songs before. So
Right.
and it was pretty consistent throughout the titles, and I thought, is this like a Christian album? It was strange to me.
I wouldn't call it that. And again, I don't know if this is stuff he listens to or he knows that his voice is well suited for this type of music. Like the soulful gospel,
And it's
black
his influence.
church, choir kind of stuff. But I think his last 3 albums, we got 50, Beautiful Life, Are We There? Beautiful Life, unfortunately, has some of those, what they call them, stomp, clap, hey songs, like the...
Oh, God, I hate those songs.
Hey, yo, whatever, the Mumford and Sons and... what was that, Negative Zeros band?
Oh, my God.
somebody in the Magnetic Zeros. That was it. Yeah.
I was thinking the Hoot and Holler.
Yeah, the Hoot and Holler.
Waiting for you day and night.
And again, so I think he's always been very key on what the public wants.
Yeah.
Even though he likes a lot of artier music, how arty is he really?
I think he's pretty artsy. You don't? I think to be a musician, you kind of have to be.
No, he just seems very mainstream pop, I think. But as much as gospel song music can be, you know, maybe I'm contradicting myself here. And the cool thing also is about his last 3 albums, he does everything. He plays all the instruments. He does it in his home studio. It's his production.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So
Good for him.
It sounds great. I mean, it's very well produced, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't really hear that much of the loudness war in it as well. So,
yeah, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is maybe just his experience working in the SAW studios.
He picked up a lot.
Yeah, probably
good
so.
Good for him. He took time off between, I guess it was like early 90s to, when did you say, like 2000s or something? But did he take time off to have a family, or what was that?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he got married, had a daughter. He really got burned out and tired of it all. And I think,
which makes sense.
And I think from the stuff that he penned earlier in his career, he got enough royalties to where he was able to live comfortably. He cruised on that a bit, but then when his daughter got older, maybe he got bored and was like, let's try some stuff. And it took him a while to build it back up. And now he's doing
really
great.
Helped.
Yes, absolutely.
Helped.
And that's the thing, people expect for him to be embarrassed by that, but no, he loves it. He embraces it. And because he sees it for what it is.
Absolutely.
It really, these days, I mean, to get publicity like that, the most viral publicity you can possibly ever get.
That video, Never Gonna Give You Up, is still the number one. I think our kids told us this.
Yeah.
The absolute most views of any video. Isn't that what they said? Or is that not anymore?
I don't know if that's true. Gobotron, is that true?
I don't...
Okay, this is going to be depressing because if you actually look at the ones that are like the top videos all the time, you get like Bad Bunny or Taylor Swift or some garbage like that.
Yeah, that kind of stuff makes sense. But I thought... They told me that it was Never Gonna Give You Up just because of Rick rolling, because so many people were sent to that.
Excluding children's songs like Baby Shark, the most viewed music video is Despacito with 9 billion views. With 1.8 billion views, Never Gonna Give You Up does not even make the top 100.
Well, even if that's not true, it's still pretty high up there.
I mean, Take On Me is up there.
And it should be. The video is amazing.
Yes, it is. And the song is amazing. And
2.4 billion views, ranked somewhere between 90 and 100.
Our third graders know that song.
Yes.
So we play 80s music in the classroom all the time. It is amazing how many songs those third graders know. They will get up and dance. They sing the lyrics. They know these songs. And I'm like, is it that 80s music is making a little bit of a comeback, or is it just that they have really amazing parents? I don't know.
It's made a comeback for the last 20 years, I think.
A little bit.
But yeah.
But I mean, for as much as they know, the safety dance, like the kids knew this song.
You hear it in commercials, especially, I think, because maybe that's the only time I hear current music, or you occasionally in a store or something. It's weird too, because like now that we live in the North, because in the South, it would be like a country music song, an 80s song, a country music song. What decade were we in? Oh, the 20s song, a song from the 20s, a country music song. But at least up here, it fluctuates like 80s, 20s, 70s, 20s, 90s, 20s, like that. But anyway, when I hear the songs from the 20s, I'm just like, oh my God, this is, we just need to be grateful for the times it does flip back to the 80s.
And also there is still good stuff that's coming out. I think it's just about preference, and it's about finding it.
The girl is a go.
Is there any good music that you've listened to recently?
So I have been listening to Marci, Marci. I really like the song Immaterial Girl. It's so good.
Kiss me, credit some time. I've been on my love, don't feel it better. Wish me luck when you throw that gun. Immaterial, girls are go-getter. Immaterial, the girl is a go.
That's when I would definitely recommend checking out. And then Video Age, I like a lot.
Baby, what car you drive? When you gonna pick me up? Give me your emotion. Ride like an Aerostar.
But my issue with Video Age is that they've done a couple of duets with other artists that are just not in my wheelhouse. I don't really care for them. But they also, their songs kind of sound the samey.
Yeah.
I can only listen to them for so long before I feel like I've heard it all. But I do go back to Marci quite often. And I've been listening to some old Flight of the Conchords songs, and it's just been fantastic.
Of course, I like Flight of the Conchord songs. You know, some of them are kind of awkward, but I like Marci. She's not even the main singer in the group Tops.
Yeah.
Capital T-O-P-S, out of Canada. But I like her songs better, I think, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Got a nice disco groove. I agree with you what you say about Video Age. DJ Sirius in our last episode mentioned Gelli Haha.
They're interesting.
Or is it she?
Or is it just a she?
Yeah, it's a she.
I saw a bunch of people in the video. That's all I know.
The mentality is we're going to think and behave like children, everybody. And
well, I do that every day.
It's going to be right.
This is my theme song.
Yeah, it's just going to be goofy, nonsensical.
There you
stuff.
go.
Yes,
that's
right.
very fitting. I like that.
Rosy cheeks running for the queen of the castle. So horny, so horny.
Are you done?
Yeah, we are. But I mean, unless you want to do listener mail.
So I have a cookie here that literally has a printed image of Franklin Pierce's face on it. So while we're doing listener mail, I am going to be eating Franklin Pierce's face.
And I can't be jealous
Thank you.
because he's a dead man. Long dead. He's all bones. Actually, he's probably dust by now.
Oh, don't say that.
All right, let's do some listener mail.
Listener mail. Listener mail. Listener mail.
Playing hard when letter arrives. When letter arrives. When letter arrives.
Listener mail.
Listener mail. Yeah, you can contribute to listener mail too. The email address is 80ofthe80s@gmail.com. You can also go to our website, 80ofthe80s.com, to find the links to that email and lots of other things. This is coming from our friends at the Permanent Record Podcast.
Hello, friends.
Just recently, Brian and Sarah, they reviewed the Pet Shop Boys album, Please.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They do really super deep dives. So check that out if you like that stuff. Again, link is in the show notes. This is what Brian sent me. He's referring to the ELO podcast, our last
DJ
one,
Sirius,
number 20
yeah.
with DJ Sirius. Thanks for keeping me company as I worked in the yard. I love this fun discussion about an amazing record that I hadn't even heard until last year. He's referring to the album. What's the name of the album? Time. Now I love it. The chat was great, especially since it included some Xanadu commentary. Now I have a craving to go play some ELO.
Nice.
Yeah, one of these days
Love
I'll
that.
watch, maybe I will do a bonus podcast where Notorious Jam and we will discuss the movie Xanadu along with The Apple. There's another horrible musical that came out around the same time. Yes. All right, next is from Kate.
Hi, Kate.
All right, again, she's referring to our last episode. She says, it's great. I always thought parts of Last Train to London sounded like the Mary Tyler Moore Show theme song.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, and actually, I went back and listened to it, and it's true.
Yeah.
The uplifting chorus of Last Train to London that I love does kind of just have a similar vein to it.
Interesting.
Love is all around, no need to waste it. You can have it down, why don't you take it? You might just make it after all. But I really want tonight to last forever.
Jeff Lynne is very influenced by his influences. And she said, and I laughed out loud when you're talking about the Traveling Wilburys song where it transitions from Roy Orbison to Tom Petty and Bob Dylan attempting to harmonize.
Yes.
All right. Our next message is from RBT, who does our show art.
Hey, RBT.
Yes. Thanks a lot. He doesn't ask us for money for that. He just does it out of the goodness of his heart.
Because he's awesome.
Okay. This is a really freaking long email. I don't know. Should I read the whole thing?
Maybe you should just read the highlights.
What are the highlights, though? Okay. Well, he talked about the ELO album, Balance of Power, which came out like 1986. He said he found it an enjoyable, perfect synth pop album with plenty of catchy songs. To an ELO fan in 86, the dramatic shift in this record from their previous albums must have really been out of the blue.
Whoa.
If you take other pop records from artists like Genesis and Peter Gabriel, which I always have to mention Genesis multiple times
Yes.
in every episode.
Yes.
You can start listening backwards from Invisible Touch and So and see the gradual shift or evolution towards this type of music. Balance of Power has no such thorough line. It has zero in common with even the previous record, Secret Messages. In addition to no musical continuity, ELO got a complete rebranding. The elaborate album art and iconic logo were tossed into the dumpster fire to make way for a new 86 ELO. The album cover looks like an ad for a hip, low-calorie soda or swatches or the Now generation. There is also the name Balance of Power. This is when it basically became the Jeff Lynne solo show, and the title seems to be referencing how there is no balance of power in the band.
Very cool.
Okay, I guess I'll stop it now.
One other Rick Astley, I really want to make sure we mention again. We've talked about this on a podcast before, but the New Kids on the Block song, Bring Back the Time,
yes,
where he was in the video.
Yes.
And he was doing a whole like David Byrne thing.
Yes.
It was just,
Once in a lifetime.
God, it was so good.
But it's something we can't rewind.
But also, I think that's that's a newer song that's not too terrible.
I don't think our kids listen to that song these days.
No, but I mean, it's a newer song that's like not awful.
They had auto-tune.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you can completely get away from auto-tune
That's
today,
the thing.
can you?
I thought that was going to be a fad.
I don't know.
That's the thing, too. It seems like fads, for the most part, don't really go away. They're here to stay.
Oh, no.
So don't stop me falling, it's destiny calling, a power I just can't deny. It's never changing, can't you hear me? I'm saying I want you for the rest of my life.
We hope you enjoyed the 80 of the 80s Music Podcast. You can download more episodes and check out the show notes on our site, 80ofthE80s.com, or listen on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you stream your favorite podcasts. It better be ours. Reach out and touch faith with an email at 80ofthE80s@gmail.com. And we want to be your Facebook friend. Until the next song, this is AK-47 thanking you for your power play. So, I'm going to eat Franklin Pierce, but it doesn't smell like a cookie.
Does it smell like a dead president?
It smells like, it doesn't really have much of a smell at all. I feel like a cookie should smell like really cookie. Do you know what I mean?
Let me try that.
No, you're not eating Franklin. Franklin is mine.
Come on. You want every last crumb of him, right?
Here, I'll give you a piece that doesn't have his
Okay.
face. Here you go. This is like the corner of the room. How about that? Here you go. Just smell it before you eat it, though. There's not much smell. It's like it's
No, it does.
It doesn't have much of a smell. I'm like, is this something? How long are these things shelf stable? Like, are these things going to last for months? I feel like, what the hell am I eating?
We should be Instagram influencers.
Although, it may not be very cookie, but it is Franklin Pierce, which makes me want to eat it like the yum, 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 yum. The River City Girls.
Really like the River City Girls. But yeah, it doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't really have a lot of taste.
I know. It's kind of scary.
It needs some like vanilla or something.
What's wrong with them?
What?
Why do they taste like this?
It's okay. There's a little bit of
I get
like
a
sugar
little-
cookie.
I get a little taste of sugar now. But all the times I've thought about eating Franklin Pierce and wondering what he tastes like, this is not what I expected.
Like, when was he president?
53 to 57.
How often do you think they took baths back then?
Not that often.